It is Thursday, folks, which means it's time for another randomizer draft presented by Fantasy Life and Underdog. We have a very special guest, a white whale of the randomizer show. It is none other than late round QB himself, JJ Zachariason. He's gone out on his own, pumping out draft guides, and tonight he will battle the wheel with me. I've seen the prompts. You guys got funky for these ones. Let's do it. Randomizer time with JJ.
He's the worst host I've ever seen in my life.
Tell me what to start typing. That's not low-key thick, that's high-key thick. Matthew Berry's 101 is Logan Thomas. Wow. Yeah. You're in post-production on a character named Montgomery Rush. David Montgomery, the Rusher?
How the fuck did you do that?
Are you a Jimmy G girl?
Yes!
All right, JJ Zachariason, welcome to our fresh new digs here at the Randomizer. It is good to see you. I feel like it's been way too long since we've done a show together.
I know it has, man. And I'm glad to finally be able to do the Randomizer. It's been way too long. I saw some mentions being like, why hasn't JJ been on the show? As if like you and I have been fighting the last few years. But no, I'm glad that I'm able to finally hop on.
Yeah. Someone was like, why did it take so long? As if we've been in these, embittered contract negotiations and I just haven't been able to meet your demands.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, I am now a free man as the owner of Late Round Fantasy Football. So I can hop on the show and have some fun with you.
There you go. And I mean, what about your lovely co-host, Dennis? I mean, the people are chomping at the bit for more Living the Stream action.
Yeah, we'll get some of that eventually. We'll get some of that. We've been doing some Patreon live streams and such over the off season, but eventually we'll get back into the main feeds. We've been pleasing the folks who have been allowing us to purchase our helicopters and such throughout the off season.
There you go. Yeah, everyone knows how you can retire from Patreon money, specifically with fantasy football content. It really is the fast track to retire.
Nothing better, really.
So, the people need to know. I mean, how are things been going here on your own? You got the new site. I see you had the prospect guide, and now you got the draft guide coming out here. Tell the people what's on tap.
Yeah, man. So I had the prospect guide that went out in March and then April. Well, there was an update after the draft was done. And then now I have this draft guide going out where I'm really just putting together like a bunch of draft strategy, season-long strategy related stuff. I've basically have a breakdown on every position in fantasy, my overall philosophy, players to target, players to avoid, that fun stuff that gets updated weekly. And then the PDF that this draft guide is in will get sent to your inbox weekly from July 1st, which is the launch date, through August. So you get updates throughout as well. But it's really, I looked at the landscape and I was like, look, there's a lot of people that do really good draft guides, like in player profiling and stuff like that. And I was like, how can I make this a little bit different? And instead of going at it from the perspective of like, okay, I'm going to profile every single player, I'm going to give projections for every single player, I went about it in like more of a game theory strategy kind of approach where, I'm still giving picks, I'm still telling you who I'm drafting, how I'm approaching things, but it's much more strategic than some of the other stuff that you'll get out there.
For sure. I can't wait. And you're at such a funny precipice with your brand as being late round quarterback and now seeing how much everyone is hip to that now. And there's almost like not as many good late round quarterback options as everyone has identified them. I mean, what would you say 4 years ago, Trey Lance coming into the season would be like a 14th round pick?
Like it wouldn't matter. I mean, for a while, quarterback didn't matter at all. Like if you looked at the top 18 quarterbacks by ADP and you looked at the R squared between their ADP and then where they finished in terms of points per game, there was a stretch between like 2015 and 2018 where it was literally zero. Like it just didn't matter. Like the top 9 quarterbacks versus the next 9 quarterbacks, they basically scored the same amount of points. But over the last couple of years, because of rushing and people recognizing the importance of rushing, we've seen that R squared like rise dramatically. And so because of that predictability, it just makes a little bit more sense to be grabbing these guys a little bit earlier.
Well, speaking of grabbing guys earlier tonight, you might be forced to grab some guys earlier than you normally would in a draft. I just shared a link in the Randomizer channel in the Deposit Kingdom Discord to join this draft if you want to soak up all this EV as JJ and I are forced to reach for players. I did just share that link. We're gonna give the VIPs in the Discord the first crack at it, and otherwise we can share the link here as well. JJ, I know you've probably seen randomizer drafts from a distance. Are there things you're worried about? You've seen some of the prompts coming in on Twitter, or do you think you're kind of well equipped to handle this?
I'm worried about everything. I mean, I'm a worrier in general. I get anxiety, Pete, and the anxiety is at an all-time high right now because not only did I see some of the questions come in, I tried to ignore them mostly because I want to just kind of do this on the fly and not think about things that much. But yeah, I saw some of them, and I mean, people are creative, and it's going to be to my detriment.
Yes, they, I don't know if anyone has something as high a degree of difficulty as making Davis do a kickflip for you, but I do think that the randomizer prompts are a great litmus test to see what your brand is because the questions come back. Like there were a ton of Steelers stuff. Like you have the Pitt stuff, very well ingrained, Pitt University as well. Yeah.
I feel like I've detached myself from the Steelers stuff. Like those must be like OGs that are asking those questions. Cause like, I feel like I've at least detached myself from the Steelers stuff over the last like 5 or 6 years. But yeah, I mean the Pitt stuff though, I'm very much a Pitt, University of Pittsburgh. That is, I'm very much a Pitt homer from that perspective.
Yeah, what were the other? You have so many different things right now. You got the East Coast ad, you got the sirens, you got the smoothies. You now have the fanny packs. What's the backstory to this fanny pack thing? You now have a GIF of this as well. I do.
Yeah, so I was at Disney World in May with my wife and daughter. And I told my wife before we went, I was like, look, I'm going to be a dad in Disney World. Like, I have to get a fanny pack. Like, you can't not have a fanny pack as a dad in Disney World. And so my wife went to Amazon and she bought the brightest fanny pack that she could possibly find. It was this bright yellow fanny pack. And I wore it with pride in the park. We did 2 days of Magic Kingdom. And both days I had that thing on. Really, really convenient. People were hating. I tweeted out a picture of like me standing next to Mickey, with this fanny pack on, and there was a lot of haters out there. A lot of people who were making fun of me wearing a fanny pack. Which, number one, I'm clearly wearing this thing ironically, but but forget that. Number two, I mean, it honestly is pretty convenient when you're waiting in line for like the Jungle Cruise and you're just waiting for 45 minutes. You know how convenient it is to just grab a snack, get some granola out of your fanny pack, and just start munching. You can put your phone there. And the other thing too is when you're on like a faster ride, you just sit in the ride and you just shift that thing to the right a little bit, and you can put the seatbelt lever thing on, and you're good to go. And you don't have to take anything off and worry about losing your phone and your wallet. So it is mad convenient, and I really. Also, I found out that they're kind of coming back. Fanny packs are. But I think
you are single-handedly bringing them back. Hang on, real quick. I hate to derail this. We are one pick away from being on the clock here.
Oh, man.
Let's spin this wheel. Yeah, I did this filled, and I never love it when we're on the ends because it means we have to be very on top of our prompts. Okay, oh God. Oh no, this is a bad one. How smooth are you? Make a smoothie before the next pick or draft Blake Bell. Can you make a smoothie in 40 seconds, JJ?
My kitchen's downstairs. I can't make a smoothie. Can I text my wife to give me a smoothie? Smoothies take longer than 40 seconds to make, Pete.
I just didn't know how locked down your process was. I didn't know if you had smoothies previous. I mean, this is truly a bad prompt for us to get 101. Davis drafted a good team last week. Are you prepared to take Blake Bell first overall? Because that's about what's going to happen here.
I think that has to happen. I have no idea how I can make a smoothie in 15 seconds. It would take me 40 seconds to get downstairs.
My goodness. You know what? I think if we had timed this prompt better, maybe you could have pulled it off. But instead, Blake Bell, welcome to the squad. We are single-handedly destroying Underdog Fantasy ADP tonight, JJ.
Oh my gosh, that is not a good start.
So
what's our selection? What's our slot?
We had the 102. So
that was the 102. Okay,
that was the 102. You could have Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, or of course Blake Bell.
Wow, man.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
Nick
have no idea how I'm gonna go downstairs and get like it takes me. I use the smoothie. I use the blender for 40 seconds. Like that's how long it takes to grind everything up that I throw in that smoothie every morning.
Can I tell you what, JJ? And I should just lie and say I did it in homage, but I made a smoothie today, just accidentally. It wasn't like, oh, JJ's coming on the show, I need to do this. I was just in a smoothie mood before I went to the gym. And now that I think about it, I did it for you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What'd you put in that bad boy?
So I have frozen bananas. I did that. I put spinach in.
Same.
I put,
so we're in the same boat.
some yogurt.
I'm dairy free. I don't know if you heard, Pete. I'm gluten, soy, and dairy free. Yeah.
I'm drinking dairy for 2 because I also put some almond milk in there as well. And then a little bit of protein powder because I was going to the gym, JJ. Got to get my swole on. Peanut butter, a spoonful of peanut butter.
Peanut butter's good. So my go-to in the mornings is spinach. I will put some protein in there, and then I'll put some basically the ingredient, some fiber in there. It's like the main ingredient that you would get in Metamucil. I will put in my smoothie because I want fiber. Not that I'm an old person. It's just that fiber is very good for your body. So I'll put some fiber in there, put a banana in there. And then I put mixed berries in there because berries are good for you, and they don't spike your blood sugar the same way that like mangoes would or something like that. But that's usually my go-to in the morning. Oh, and some shredded almonds too.
Ooh, okay. All right. Maybe I need to up my game up, add a little more texture. We're going to spin the wheel here for our pick at the back end of the second round. I do like it's Mookie's suggestion in the chat regarding the Blake Bell pick. Just pretend like you drafted CMC and he got hurt week 2 like he probably will. So we can write it off like that.
Yeah, obviously the value of a replacement is Blake Bell.
All right, JJ, hopefully you have the fanny pack closer because this prompt came in from Justin Freeman. He wants you to unzip and zip a fanny pack on his waist 30 times before the next pick. Go. Have we located the fanny pack?
Okay, are we on the clock? Am I ready to go?
Yeah, let me see. So I need to time you. I'm gonna get a stopwatch up here.
I'm gonna just the front one.
Cool, and we will need you to stand up so we can really make sure that you're not
get the crotch shot, right?
Oh, that's what we all want. This is a long con to get the JJ crotch shot. All right, JJ, are you ready for this? All right, yeah. 3, 2, 1.
How many have I done?
He lost count. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm going to count it. Do you know what that's going to end up being, JJ? That reminds me of like the new GIF. You know the guy that's doing the like the bell at the college football game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be... That's gonna be a GIF of you just going back and forth. Ear.
But the best part is the sound. You gotta have like a short video there so you can get the sound in there. All
right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna spin again. We are gonna be on the clock in 2 picks. We're gonna get to pick whoever we want this time because you did successfully do that prompt. But we're gonna spin again to see what we have to do for this next prompt. While this is coming up, who do you like here? We got Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Kamara, Fournette, Barkley, T. Higgins. Tyreek just actually went. Anyone interest you that I just listed?
I'm on Saquon over Aaron Jones still. But I mean, I'm cool with. I mean, with Blake Bell as the foundation, I'm cool with any of the backs, honestly.
Okay.
Even Tyreek, I'd be cool with.
Yeah, Tyreek went. Let's do Saquon. We'll grab Saquon here.
Fun. Yeah, let's ride with Saquon.
All right, JJ, we're putting you to work right here. Do an acapella version of the air horn. The chat is going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10. If your average is under a 5, we're going to have to draft a Pitt alum. Otherwise, we get to draft whoever we want. Can we hear your acapella version of the air horn? That was really good. I don't know if it was just for me, but it started to clip. Could I get just like a second take? I promise I'm not just pimping you into doing it again. I lost it for a second.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That was pretty good. Chat, It's up to you now to grade this. We are on the clock. I am going to assume the chat is going to grade this well. We're probably on like a slight delay here. We have 10 seconds, JJ. Kamara, Fournette, AJ Brown, Chubb, Javonte Williams, Mike Williams. Anyone
Let's go
interested?
Fournette. Let's go RB heavy.
Cool. So we got Barkley, Fournette, Blake Bell. Okay, the chat did come in 10, 5, 8, 10, 6, 10, 6, 10, 7.5, 10. You cleared the 5.
Yeah, that's good. That's like a 7.4 average. We're good.
Okay. We're coming in hot here. Acapella, zippers, and smoothie creation all right out of the gate.
My God. My God. I can't
we
believe
really
how
are.
high the stakes were for making a smoothie in 40 seconds.
Do you want to know what's embarrassing about that? So everyone, I basically have 2 ways to get prompts. I put it out on Twitter, and then also in the Randomizer Discord channel, I have a form. And those are kind of my 2 main sources. I will admit I was the one who added the smoothie prompt at the last, because I was like, how do we not have a good smoothie prompt in here yet? So that is on me, JJ. I should have given you more time.
It wasn't like a name all your ingredients to your smoothie before the next pick. It was go make an entire smoothie that takes legitimately 5 to 10 minutes every morning.
You know what? I thought if you were a true smoothie bro, guys have like mini fridges in their office, so they have a couple beers. I thought maybe you had a smoothie fridge in your office.
Right, like I'm freezing breast milk in my office, just waiting to use it.
Can I tell you that there was a prompt involving breast milk that I ultimately decided not to put on the wheel?
Mine?
Yes.
For this one, there was a breast milk prompt.
There was a breast milk prompt. You mentioned breast milk there. Has breast milk been part of your brand recently?
No, it has not. That's a complete coincidence. Why is there a breast milk prompt?
Well, Mathology is known as a bit of a horn dog in the Deposit Kingdom, and I thought maybe you made a reference to breast milk like you just did there, and that's what he was playing off of. But no. I think he basically was going to ask if you had ever tried breast milk, and I decided that we could leave this off. Apologies to our sponsors.
I have not. I've never tried. I mean, I guess I have probably technically when I was very little.
Okay, there you go, Mathology. I didn't include your prompt, but in a very roundabout way, we did include the prompt. Let's spin here to see what we're going to do in the 4th round. So far, our team, Saquon and Fournette seems solid, right, JJ? And then Blake Bell at tight end. But if you squint and you look at the headshot, KC tight end, you can just tell yourself it's Travis Kelce, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's still a slight reach, but it's still okay. You know, if it's a Kelce, Saquon, Fournette, we got Fournette in the 3rd, right? That's a heck of an old start, but it's it's at least like usable. But the Blake Bell thing just completely derailed everything.
Okay, we have our next prompt up here, and this one is going to test your geography. You need to name the capitals of Mississippi, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Alabama, or tweet, "The West Coast is the best coast."
Okay, wait, say the states again. I'm pretty good with capitals. Let's do this.
Okay.
Mississippi?
Yes.
Jackson.
South Carolina.
Columbia.
Kentucky.
Frankfurt.
Alabama.
Montgomery.
Wow, this man knows his capitals.
I grew up with a placemat that had all the states and the capitals on it, and I still got it up here.
That's what's hard for me too, is like, I remember, I think I crushed, like I always did good with rote memorization in short time frames and then just didn't retain any of it. So I think you would run circles around me with a capital.
Well, I ate a lot of cereal growing up, right? So I would eat cereal and I would stare at this map and I would memorize all the capitals. So big cereal guy. If you have a cereal question, I'll probably crush that too. But yeah, that was all. Thanks to Captain Crunch and Cinnamon Toast Crunch for the help there.
All right, let's spin our wheel for our 5th round pick, and then we will also check in on who JJ would like to take here at pick 411 as he earned it. Your boy, Deontay Johnson, is at the top of the queue. I highly doubt he falls these next 4 picks, but maybe the chat will be nice.
I haven't really been drafting him that much.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Random take. Let's see here. I do just want to check in on this prompt here. We're going to have to draft a player from a onesie position and announce the selection in the voice of the JJ 3000.
Okay, I know the JJ 3000. That's fine. I got that. That's fine.
Okay. So we are on the clock now. You could stack Blake Bell with Patrick Mahomes. That is in play.
So is the onesie this pick?
No, the onesie's the next one.
Okay, so we should probably, although is Kittle Waller, right? Waller's probably gonna be gone, but Kittle might
Kittle's
be there.
here. Kittle's here. Oh yeah, in the 5th. Yeah. So other options would it'd be Mahomes, Akers, McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Breece Hall, Gabe Davis.
Let's go McLaurin.
Okay, let me see. Did I get this in time? Nimble fingers. It was close. Got it. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Man, we're
now
an old team.
we do. I mean, how old is Blake Bell? Oh, I mean, Silver Gun just double tapping the turn, just right back on. Okay, JJ, George Kittle is available, as is Patrick Mahomes. So you can choose your onesie JJ 3000 voice.
No, oh yeah, that's right. With the 5th pick in the randomizer draft, JJ selects George Kittle, tight end, San Francisco 49ers.
I was really worried for a second that was going to take too long, and then I wouldn't know who to put in the queue, but we did successfully get George Kittle.
You know what's funny is I did this because when we do Living the Stream and we start an episode of Living the Stream, I have no idea what kind of voice is going to come out whenever I introduce the show and introduce Denny and stuff. Yeah. No clue. It's just whatever. And if I were doing that show in front of like a real audience, I don't mean like the people who listen to us aren't real. I mean like if I were in front of people, right? There's no chance I would be doing different voices and stuff. That would be way too embarrassing and but I just do it because it's whatever. I'm just talking to Denny. But the JJ 3000 that Denny dubbed it the one time I did the robot voice, I've now transferred that to Daddy Robot with my daughter. It's now a voice that I do with my daughter. Yeah. So Daddy Robot is also JJ 3000.
I can appreciate that. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I forget what you were talking about there. I got distracted by even my own robot voices there. Our team though, I feel like we've recovered. Saquon, Fournette, McLaurin, Kittle. I mean, other than the Blake Bell smoothie disaster, I mean, it will go down as the Blake Bell smoothie disaster of 2022. You've recovered very nicely.
Look, it's an old team. You know, I wouldn't necessarily be like overly it would be great if we had a good Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson on this squad.
I just tried to Google Blake Bell because I wanted to check his age, and it autofilled to Blake Belladonna, who is one of the protagonists of RWBY. She is a huntress, having been trained at the now defunct Beacon Academy. Are you familiar with what appears to be some kind of anime character?
No, I've never heard of this in my life.
Wow, Blake Belladonna. Anyways, let me try Blake Bell. Blake Bell is 30 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have an old team. Like I think our mean age right now has got to be like 28 and a half. Probably like 28.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny today on Splash Play. Spags and I did a draft of exclusively over the age of 30 players, and nice. What happened though is Spags and I both were trying to figure out where can we find a database, like a good age database. And we found one on Pro Football Reference. You could pick in like anyone, you could put a birth date and then just query for who was ever still in the league over that. But something was wrong with it. And we just missed all these players like Robert Woods, Adam Thielen. And so we just only had like either guys who were out of the league, or I was like Mark Ingram, I guess. And everyone in the chat is like, why aren't you just taking Robert Woods? I was like, I would have if I had known with this stupid Pro Football Reference screener.
Man.
All right, let's spin here. See what we got on tap. Man, the picks on the back-to-back on the turn are very stressful.
Yeah, so what was it? Our pick in the sixth?
Okay, this was a simple classic tweet prompt. They want you to tweet, I did fart, not Denny, or draft the ultimate late round QB, Nathan Peterman. First of all, tell the people, what's the backstory on the fart incident here?
The backstory is there was a noise once on Living the Stream, and we didn't even pick it up when it was happening, like as we were recording, and then a listener found it and was like, was that a fart at 46:27 or whatever the timestamp was? And I went back and I listened to it, and it just turned into like Denny farted, and so Denny farted on the show, and that was how that all started. I mean, I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it. What do I have to tweet? That it was me?
Yeah. So I believe it was I farted, not Denny. That technically that's all the prop said you had to do.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is tough. This is tough. This is for the brand. I mean, this is brand tarnishing right now. How close are we to our pick?
3 picks away.
I did it.
Wow.
I did it.
Oh my goodness, JJ. I mean, this is the thing. The people submit these prompts, and I don't know if they often realize what they're asking people with 132,000 followers and their own business, to do. But there's the tweet. It's up right now. I will retweet. Big ups to JJ. Either he's the best sport in the world, or he really didn't want to draft Nathan Peterman on this.
I mean,
team.
look, another pick guy, right? Peterman. I can't do it. We've already lost our first rounder. I'm not gonna just like go down and just say this is a sunk team. I think we can still come back and win this.
We got to battle back. All right, so we are gonna get to pick. We're gonna spin here to see who we're gonna pick at 7-2, but we are about to be on the clock. I'll read some names to you. Josh Jacobs, Antonio Gibson, Joe Burrow, Dalton Schultz, Michael Thomas, Eli Mitchell, Adam Thielen, Dylan Hopkins, Traylon Burks. Anything interesting to you there, ADP wise?
Oh, man.
It's gross.
I kind of should we just keep up with the old age group? I mean, we could either go. Do you have a
5
preference?
seconds.
Go with Thielen.
Okay, got Thielen. I'm with you in this one. Like, the only other consideration, because I like Schultz, but we already have Kittle and Bell. I guess maybe we could have done Burrow, but then we then would be trying to get Tyler Boyd to stack it. Anyways, we're back. Okay, can you FaceTime Denny right now?
Yeah.
It says JJ FaceTimes Denny. And let me find, having a hard time reading the second half of this. JJ must FaceTime Denny and ask him his thoughts on yogurt. Otherwise, draft JJ Taylor. So you just need to ask him his thoughts on yogurt.
Sure you guys can. Hey,
There he
Denny.
is.
Hello.
Hey, what are your thoughts on yogurt?
You took Josh's prompt, huh?
Is that what it did?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on yogurt though?
Mostly bad. I did eat yogurt every lunch for about 5 years in college and then after college. But strawberry is the only edible yogurt.
Okay, that's the take.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it could be worse, but I'll go with that.
Okay, thanks. Love you.
Tell him to check your tweet. Oh shit, we have 9 seconds left. Jacobs, Gibson, Michael Thomas, Eli Mitchell, Dylan, Hopkins, Burks, CEH, Russ. Burks. Okay, whew.
Did you get it?
We got it. I mean, I'm telling you, I need to. Here's an issue I have right now, because I was like, I wonder for these private drafts, could I ask Underdog to allow me to have a middle slot just for the sake of content purposes, given the guest times to make smoothies. However, JJ, I'm in a period right now where it just so happens every time I stream a draft, I seem to get the 101 at an absurd clip. The chat calls it an influencer 101. It's gotten to the point where there are legit conspiracy theories. So I worry if I were to actually do that for the randomizer, that people would be like, no, then they're doing this for Peter in regular drafts. And so I don't think I can go down that road.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. I mean, I do think that it would allow for your guests to make smoothies, if the prompt comes up to have a middle round pick. And then I just realized we should have just gone Michael Thomas there to just keep up with the olds.
We probably should have just kept, because that would be a true feat, right? If you could not only draft a better team than Davis, but also have kind of a thematic through line.
Yeah, it would have been good. It's very hard to think, though, about, this is the first time doing the randomizer. It's very hard to think about your team composition while you have 7 seconds to pick.
Also want to say, and I don't know, I sent this to Jordan. I don't know if you're able to pull this up or not, but there is a GIF. Actually, I can pull it up on my phone. There's already a GIF of you doing the fanny pack zipper thing.
Is there really?
Yeah. So here's the new GIF that is now already on Twitter.
God.
I'm going to need to make sure I can get that indexed on Twitter for you there. But it's an iconic moment there, JJ.
Oh my God, man, that will live on forever. It'll be the apocalypse will happen, and all that will be left is that GIF and a bunch of U2 songs.
You know what, though? I was thinking, Traylon Burks apparently has been absent from minicamp, has asthma. if anything, that's kind of an old age characteristic. So maybe it is on
true.
brand.
That's true. Yeah, he's probably like 40 at heart. So yeah, that was good. That's an on-brand pick.
All right, let's spin here for our pick. We're almost at the halfway point. Our team is Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Traylon Burks, Blake Bell, George Kittle, and we are, this is a fun one. All right, so JJ is going to draw the player you want us to draft, and I'm going to get 2 guesses to see if I can identify that player, or if not, we're going to have to take another tight end too.
So like physically draw.
Yeah, and so I think one thing that I'll start to, because we're about 10 or so picks away. So I need to like be realistic of who's going to be available. So do you want me to read some players off, or do you have a guy that's maybe even a little deeper that you know will
read
be
some
there?
players off, and then I can,
Okay. So we will probably want to look at quarterbacks. So a few quarterbacks that might be available would be Trey Lance, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, if we wanted that stack. Running backs.
This is round 7?
This is going to be at pick 8-11.
Oh, okay.
And the some of the running backs available: Pollard, Ken Walker, Damian Harris, Kareem Hunt, Devin Singletary, James Cook.
What's the team at the 101? Do they have a good quarterback situation?
Yeah, good call. We should be looking into this. The team at the 101 already has 2 quarterbacks.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. All right, okay.
I like what you're thinking. This guy's smart. Little game theory here.
There we go.
Wide receivers, Sky Moore, Alan Lazard, Tyler Lockett, Kadarius Toney, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, another Pitt guy, Chase Claypool. And I'm not even going to read tight ends. I don't think we want to go tight end.
No, we already have 2 studs.
Okay, so now that I gave you some names, you probably want to start drawing.
Okay.
While JJ's drawing, I want to let you guys know, if for some reason you're watching this and not subscribed to the Fantasy Life newsletter, we've been having a lot of fun over there. We got the hot best ball summer theme going on. I'm going to be writing a piece about roster construction for Monday. We have a bunch of contributors really rounding into form this summer. I have a link down below. Free newsletter. We're going to be moving to 5 days a week here around the 4th of July. But right now, 4 days a week, free in your inbox every single morning. Fantasy football takes, jokes, links, all that goodness. Get subscribed today. And I can't wait to see what JJ has drawn for me as we are on the clock. Oh, no.
You ready for this?
Yes. Oh my God, this is so sad because I mean I should know numbers. Oh wait, the star. This has to be this is Tony Pollard.
Let's go, baby.
Yes, okay. Wow, I was terrified if it were because I was really worried about the number because I'm bad with jersey numbers. And then once I had the context of the Dallas Cowboys star, that really brought it home for me.
Yeah, I realized that later on in the drawing. I was like, what if this is just a generic number 20. It could be a cornerback for all we know, but then the star gave it.
Okay, let's spin here again. We are going to be under fire here with this next pick. Oh boy. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. This was from your lovely, lovely co-host. Denny Carter said, tweet, early round quarterback has always been the optimal draft strategy, or draft Johnny Football, aka Johnny Manziel. What's it going to be?
I'm tweeting right now.
Okay.
The optimal draft strategy. Done.
Wow. Look at JJ. All right.
Is Trey Lance still there?
Oh, no. Trey Lance went at pick 93 to Nick.
Are you kidding me, Nick? Nick, what is wrong with you?
He had to stack him with Brandon Ayuk, JJ.
Yeah, because Brandon Ayuk is the go-to Trey Lance stack, not George Kittle. Okay. All right, buddy. What other quarterbacks are there?
So Dak is still there. Dak, do you think it's crazy?
Let's run it with Pollard, man. He's gonna play the slot. Let's go. Just
yeah,
he's Pollard all day.
Yeah. Real question for you. Do you think we've jumped the shark if we're taking Trey Lance over Dak Prescott? Is that too far?
No, I think that's about right. Like I think it's like it's fine if you like that's to me same tier, that kind of deal. I mean the rushing upside is just insane.
I'm checking in on your tweets. It looks like you are headed to ratio territory on the I farted, not Denny. And Hermsmeyer has weighed in. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. Christy wonders if you've been kidnapped. Someone needs to hit JJ with the infamous "Are you okay?" Evan Silva to Josh Norris screen grab. I mean, the thing is like this one is actually funny because I don't know, like we said, the meta is now changing. You might have to just pivot your brand to early round quarterback, JJ.
Yeah, I've actually been kind of frustrated because one of the few things that I got right over the last few years was like this notion of like getting your quarterbacks a little bit earlier and stuff, and like how we're predicting the quarterback position better than we used to, and that's why like it makes sense to get a middle round quarterback, these guys who can rush, yada yada yada. And like I was ahead of the game. I remember Reeves and I having these conversations about it like a few years ago, and then like it starts happening and these early round quarterbacks are hitting better than they used to. And then everyone's like, you're so wrong. Late round quarterbacks. Like, no, actually, this is one of the few things I was right about. Come on now.
Who are there any candidates for you this year that could rely, like that are say going outside of, the top 100 picks that you think could be a top 5 quarterback next year? Like, is there anyone that even has a profile that could make that leap?
I think the only one that I've been getting late consistently has been Justin Fields. Like that's the only one that I could see making that leap I understand why he has the ADP that he has, but he's like the very glaringly obvious. Like I could see some random pocket quarterbacks having like those outlier touchdown rate seasons this year, like Kirk Cousins or something like that. So I've gotten a lot of Minnesota stacks and stuff, so far, but I think Justin Fields would be like the go-to, like genuinely late. And then maybe not having a top 5 ADP next year, but I do think that like Daniel Jones is someone who could really surprise from just like becoming like a top 10 quarterback this year.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. It's almost easier to get, we'll spin the wheel here for our pick at 10-11. It's definitely a little easier to get excited about Jones just because you got the coaching change, plenty of weapons, where it feels like the Bears just had no interest of doing Fields any favors.
None.
Okay, this is a fun one here. We need JJ this is a tongue twister here. He needs to say, my magnificent models magnificently 20 times in 30 seconds.
Can I write this down? My magnificent models
magnificently.
Okay, tell me when to go.
Okay. All right, we're 3 picks away, so you can go here and I will keep track.
Okay. My magnificent models magnificently. 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 How many do I have to do? My magnificent models magnificently. Oh, 20's a lot.
Keep going.
My magnificent models magnificently. 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 My magnificent models magnificently.
I think I forgot one.
I was on a roll there.
Okay, you were crushing on the backstretch. We have 12 seconds. Any of these players, Ertz, Christian Watson, Michael Gallup, the stack.
Sure, let's just do it. Sure. He's not going to play until December, but sure. He's like one of the worst picks at ADP right now, but yeah, sure. Let's
JJ, we got to get the stack, man. Here's the thesis. Blake Bell carries us until Michael Gallup is ready to play is how it's going to work.
By the way, right now, so everyone's aware why my face is all red, our air conditioning doesn't, my office is above the garage. And so the air conditioning doesn't work very well so it's always hot in here in the summer and it's cold in here in the winter. This is how warm it is in my office right now. 76.3 degrees.
Oh man, I've been having thermostat wars with my wife these days. So I know how that goes. All right, JJ, this one is good. Okay. Guess the previous pick's birth state. So this is Michael Gallup. And if you can do that, we get to pick whoever we want. If not, we have to draft a player from the state you guess.
Okay. Like his NFL team is from the state?
Or so where you think Michael Gallup was born.
He feels like a Florida guy.
Okay, let's see here. I am looking. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia. I feel like you were
so
very close.
That's like
Very close.
Atlanta's basically Florida.
I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't like to be lofted to Florida's
Yeah,
craziness. Okay, so I think that means we have to draft a Falcon from that
Or
state.
do we from where I get? Is it where I guessed? Do we draft someone from Florida or do we draft a Falcon?
That's a good question. Florida or Falcon? Tyler Algier, I'm just putting him in the queue real quick. Or Florida,
Gronk.
did Gronk go? Gronk went. Gronk went ahead of Ertz in this draft.
Okay.
So I did just take Algier.
I read my newsletter. No big deal.
plug the newsletter. What newsletter you got going on?
Yeah, late round newsletter. Just go to lateround.com and then sign up. It's free. I try to do a newsletter a week and just kind of blast out some. It's where all my written content's going. So I wrote a little piece on Rob Gronkowski either last week or the week before.
Awesome. Yeah, and I have a link in the show notes if you're watching this on YouTube to JJ's site. Definitely check that out. And we're going to be seeing a little bit of JJ over at the Fantasy Life newsletter this summer as well. Very excited about that. Finally, like after one of these, whirlwind turn picks, I feel like I just need to decompress.
Who did we get?
Tyler Algier.
Okay, we got Algier. Okay, so we went with the Atlanta. Okay. I mean, he's like the only one like even possible, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Even like if I look at Brian Edwards, Mariota.
I'm assuming so. CPAT and Pitts and Drake. We're all gone. Yeah.
The chat I'm just catching up on is very much sympathizing with you and your temperature. Willis says he's a 72 max, although woman says she keeps her apartment at 76. That is crazy.
That's insane. It's insane. I mean, right now, like the thing is, we turn the thermostat down. It's at like 70 or something right outside.
Yeah.
But it's just when the door's closed and like how the air kind of moves in this house, it's just obscenely hot in here.
Lauren and I have battles. Lauren wants it. She'll like compromise for 72 and I want 69. I'm not trying to do a bit. It's just the ideal temperature for me when I'm sleeping. And so it's tough out there
when you're sleeping. It's good to have that. You've probably done the research.
The funny thing is now is like, we're at such an impasse with it that we don't even argue about it. We each just passive aggressively just reset it to what we want and just don't say anything.
We do the same thing. We do the same thing all the time. Yes. This keeps going up, by the way, because I'm talking in here. And it's now by the end of the stream, it's gonna be like 95 degrees in here. It's now 77.2 in here.
Yeah.
It's 77.
Let's see if we could get JJ to an 80-degree sauna by the end of the randomizer.
The other thing, I'm a sweater too, right? Like I'm like I hop on the Peloton in the first like my warm up ride. I'm sweating in like 2.5 minutes. I'm like dripping sweat already, and so like it's gonna be. I can't lift my arms right now. Let's just say that. All right, it's gonna be a bad look.
Bit of solidarity with you here too, because when I do my shows, I close this door for my office, and anytime the door is closed, it gets very hot. All right, I forgot to remove this prompt. We're gonna spin once more here. We're gonna be ready for another crazy turn here at the 12:13. JJ must show us his famous turkey slop or draft Joe Flacco. Was this someone?
My gosh, we have to draft Joe Flacco. You want to know why we have to draft Joe Flacco too? Is because I ate the last bit of ground turkey today. I ate the last bit of ground turkey. Joe Flacco's on the squad. Here, I got him right here.
There he is. I put Joe Flacco in the queue. Tell the people the story behind. Someone sent me a photo. It was like of an avocado turkey ground mash.
So I don't know if you heard, Pete, but I eat gluten, dairy, and soy free. And so I talked about it whenever it was like when I was first changing my diet and stuff. It was I changed it like a year and a half ago, and I was talking about on Living the Stream how my go-to lunch is basically I make protein for like a few days worth of protein. So like it's either chicken or ground turkey, whatever I make. I'll do chicken in the air fryer, and then I'll do ground turkey, and then I will just take avocado and mix it with whatever the protein is that I have, and just put a little salt on it, and that's my lunch most days. And
look at this.
And that slop that you see on Twitter, that picture is what I consume.
We are about to draft Joe Flacco. I feel like we're all learning so much about you, like down to what you're doing at every second of the day, how you make your smoothies, what you make for lunch,
True.
what you have your thermostat set at, how you do your
true.
fanny pack.
I've gotten to the point where I'm eating the same things for breakfast and lunch. I'll do the smoothie and then I'll have like one of those, slot bowls as this person's been calling it. And then dinner is where I'll go crazy and just, get like an exotic salad or something.
Ooh, yeah, exotic. I had an exotic salad tonight. Let's spin. Little beef shawarma salad. I would consider that exotic.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, okay. JJ sings the Living the Stream theme song or drafts a QB with an ADP outside of the 200. Do you have this song committed to memory, JJ?
Yeah, of course. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I got the mixers on.
Do I have to sing it like the guy sings it?
I think I'll allow some creative freedom here.
Fantasy football podcast called Live the Stream comes to you each week. Streaming recommendation during NFL season. It's not just tongue in cheek. Quarterback, defense, tight end recommendations based on opposition matchup. Here are your podcast hosts, JJ Zachariason and Denny Carter. Living the stream.
Crushed it.
It's harder to do when you don't have the music going.
10 seconds from Andre Stevenson, Damian Pierce, Rashad White, Isaiah Spiller, Naheem Hines, Irv Smith. Stevenson. Whew, got him. Whew,
I'm not like super high on Stevenson, but whatever. It's fine.
What is the temperature after the song? Are we up to 78?
Good question. I feel a little bit cool. Oh, no. It's 77.4 now.
Okay, you cooled a little down.
Yeah, it's not increasing at the same kind of rate as it was before.
I don't know how this happened in the chat, but everyone's talking about what Silva's temperature would. Oh, Daigle said Silva is a 75 and it's the worst.
No,
that's crazy,
dude.
A 75?
I just lost respect for Silva. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, man?
So the chat goes, Nick says, Silva's AC is just the wind blowing past an American flag at his yard.
The thing that also sucks whenever you're in a hot area, when I'm in a hot area, is I got these thick Joe Flacco eyebrows. And these suckers sweat, man. These things will, I could probably by the end of this be able to like fill a cup of water with my eyebrow sweat.
How often do you get the Flacco stuff? If people didn't piece together why Flacco was the prompt, it is because JJ has kind of an uncanny resemblance to him.
Yeah. I didn't get it until I started doing this as like my job. And the funny thing is that Flacco and I sort of went through a very similar trajectory in terms of our looks and like caring about our looks and our hairstyles and stuff like that. Where like in my 20s, I just buzzed my hair all the time, just didn't care. And then late 20s into my 30s, maybe like 27 into where I'm 34 now. Like I started caring about it a little bit more. And I don't know if you heard, Pete, but I don't go to Great Clips anymore. I'm now done with Great Clips. Last week, I went to a local barbershop, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And he gave me a great fade, right? Great fade going on here. And I feel more like I've been going through this Flacco trajectory and just journey of becoming better looking. And I just really feel like I'm becoming one with Joe Flacco. But it all started because someone just said that I looked like Flacco. Someone made a comment about my eyebrows and then called me like that my animal that I looked like we were comparing ourselves to animals or something, was a sheep. Okay. And so apparently I look like a sheep. And so then there was a Twitter account that someone made called Sheep Flacco, and that was based on me.
That is, I mean, because forever it was people saying ironically that Joe Flacco was elite. And, they were saying now it's JJ is an elite self-groomer, really taking care of himself.
It really turned the corner to caring. Yeah, it really happened.
And this next prompt then is very fitting because speaking of your new self, new you here in 2022, show his Peloton quads on stream or draft CJ Beathard.
Wait, I gotta show my Peloton quads.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, this is a very objectifying stream.
Yeah, this is.
Nice angle.
Here we go. You ready for this?
Oh, baby.
They're very white.
Ooh, no, but I see the definition there.
Yeah, you see that right there?
Oh, look at that. The veins.
My calves. See those calves?
Oh, the tendons are popping.
Yeah.
Look at this. Ooh, now JJ, it's getting hot in my office now.
There we go. Now
Goodness.
it's actually got it cooled down in here after I did that.
What is your we're gonna spin? Oh no, we get to pick. Sorry, Isaiah Spiller, Alberto, Njoku, Deshaun Watson, Darrell Williams, Matt Ryan, Tyrion Davis Price, Khalil Herbert, Higbee, David Bell, Gerald Everett.
Okay, what do we need? Do you think objectively?
We need wide receiver, and I clicked David Bell because we're out of time.
Cool, man.
He was the best available wide receiver. You earned it though. I picked on your behalf after you showed me your quads.
Yeah, you guys all have to see my sweet farmer stand. But who doesn't have a farmer stand in the summer? Like
That's right.
You know,
I got a little farmer's town.
At the pool with my daughter yesterday, taking her to a swim lesson.
Okay, JJ, you must defend your most contrarian take you have this season in 30 seconds or draft a running back coming off an injury. Do you have any vibes for one of your takes that's particularly contrarian?
Say it's like, I mean, I don't, you know that I don't like have like uber contrarian takes, but I will say, I think that probably the most undervalued, he's rising a little bit, but Rob Gronkowski right now has consistently been the most undervalued player in these best ball drafts and tournaments and such. I mean, he was going like tight end 12 for a while. I know it's risen a little bit, but Gronk last year, top 3 in points per game. He now has less competition with Chris Godwin being banged up. Antonio Brown gone. When Antonio Brown was out last year, Gronkowski averaged a 21% target share per game. He was top 3 in the league in end zone targets per game at the tight end position. I think Gronk should be, here's the contrarian take, this is what it's leading up to. I think Gronk should be tight end 6. And I say that because he's going to play this year.
So I have good news and I have bad news.
What?
The good news is I thought you've made a very convincing case of why Gronk is massively undervalued. The bad news is you didn't do it in time to get to actually cash in making the pick, so we were auto-drafted Isaiah Spiller.
I mean, it could be worse. Spiller's fine enough in these. That's fine.
I will say, I mean, our running back, so this is our build, guys. We have 3 more rounds here. Thank you, everyone in the draft. Your teams look much better than ours, but so far we have Dak and Joe Flacco at quarterback. Our running backs definitely our strengths. Saquon, Fournette, Pollard, Algier, Ramondre, and Isaiah Spiller.
We can probably stop drafting running back.
Probably, but sometimes it's hard not to. Wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Traylon Burks, Michael Gallup, David Bell. Tight ends, Blake Bell and George Kittle. I just realized we're the Bell gang. David Bell and Blake Bell. On
we are. We really are. The two. We truly are the Bell gang.
Are there any other kind of macro trends that you've noticed? I don't know how many drafts you've gotten to hop into this year, but anything else that feels interesting to you for this season in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I can pull stuff from my draft guide. You know, one of the things that I've been researching is just breakouts and spotting breakouts. I do it every year. It's really amazing to see how good middle round being around 6 to 9, and you know, I'm not analyzing best ball ADP here, so it's a little bit different, but it's also, you know, it generally overlaps. But middle round wide receivers who are in their second season destroy. Their breakout rate is obscene. I know a lot of people talk about the 3rd year breakout. You know, it's at this point, I think most sharp people understand that's not really a thing, but it's definitely the 2nd year breakout for wide receivers. And if you can get a wide receiver 1, a team wide receiver 1 by ADP, who's in his 2nd year, hit rates are out of control for those players. And this year there's a ton of them just because of the way that things sort of shape up. So you have like Elijah Moore being one, Rashad Bateman's sort of one, you know, he's rising in ADP, so he's not necessarily a middle round guy as much anymore. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kadarius Toney, who is rising, but he's still a value, I think. So a lot of those guys definitely target and grab.
Yeah, and they're pretty, all those guys you listed have pretty palatable price tags too. It's nice. Like you go down the round and it's like, oh yeah, I can get Amon-Ra here. I go a few rounds later, I can get Toney. Like they're there at all these spots. And
it's because, and honestly, like the Elijah Moore and Amon-Ra St. Brown thing in particular, you know, the reason they're going where they're going is because of situation above all else. And it's like, you have to, like, I understand it. Like from a projection standpoint, it's not like they're going to look amazing, but you also have to just think outside the box a little bit and just be like, okay, well, these guys could also just be very, very good and just like, you know, need a 25% target share in their offense, and we wouldn't really be that surprised. So just, you know, target talent above all else.
So what you're saying, JJ, is just draft the best players?
Just draft the best players. That's really it. Yeah.
Enough with this correlation. Just draft the best players. Okay. Find artwork from your daughter that owns Denny or drafted QB 20 plus spots ahead of ADP. Is there a particular drawing that this prompt is referencing?
Yeah. There was something about like things I own or something like that, that my daughter brought back. It was like a collage and she like cut stuff out of a magazine. And then one of them, I wrote on it and I put at CD Carter 13 or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't things I own. It was something along those lines. I don't keep all artwork from my daughter.
Wow.
I mean, like I keep a lot of it. We like store it, and it's like, I'm not gonna be able to get that piece of art. So, I mean, we need a quarterback though. So this could be worse. And
it honestly,
reaching 20 spots is not a big deal.
Right. So, but although this could be a little tricky by the letter, no, because we're pick 191, which means we just need to
Carson Wentz there.
Carson Wentz is 201, so that'd only be 10 spots. These are the quarterbacks after 20 picks: Mariota, Kenny Pickett, Baker, Trubisky, Ritter, Garoppolo, Sam Howell.
Get Pickett.
Yeah, little homerism for JJ there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he probably has the highest game ceiling of that group.
Yeah. It reminds me too of like my dad continues to clear out like all of our keepsakes, and every once in a while he'll just be like, yeah, dumped all this stuff out, but don't worry, I took photos of it. Like that's his proxy. So it's like, here's a diorama you made in 3rd grade. Snap, throw it in the trash.
And he just sits there listening to like Celine Dion at night, just scrolling through his phone, looking at all these old dioramas.
It's kind of a good hack. It's like, yeah, you get the memory of it. We don't actually need the physical thing. All right, Kenny Pickett, welcome to the squad. We're going to spin here. Our second to last pick. Also, I do want to say I'm trying to juggle a lot of things. TD, I did notice that you ironically selected Nathan Peterman in this draft. Don't let me think that that didn't go unnoticed. So congratulations on drafting Nathan Peterman. All right. Whew, JJ, it's getting hot. Okay. Oh, God, this is not going to help. We need to do 5 full body spins, 10 jumping jacks, and 15 push-ups, or draft a backup QB. JJ, do you want? I'll do these in solidarity with you.
Okay, what do we have to do?
5 spins. 5 spins. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2.
I don't really have room over here,
3,
but I'm right here spinning.
4, 5. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
The 5 spins are... I'm legitimately dizzy. I haven't done that.
What do we have to do next?
10 jumping jacks. God. JJ, hop over and the camera can't see you. Okay, we are 2 picks away, and now we need to do 15 push-ups.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna have to do mine on my couch so you can see.
You're not gonna be able to see me, I don't think.
Can you see this? I hope whoever submitted that prompt knows it made for awful TV, but made JJ and I get really dizzy and sweat, and we just got timed out. We just got timed out James Robinson, JJ.
I'm like actually sweating. It's 77.2 in here, Pete. My God.
Look at the beads of sweat coming here.
Yeah.
Brutal. Ooh. Do you know what? Jumping jacks, push-ups, whatever. Those 5 spins.
No, nothing's worse.
Did you have even as a kid? I never now I can't even think what it's called. Not the merry-go-round. What is? No. Well, what's the thing where you whip around?
Yeah, like one of those rides. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they would have them at the park too, just like regular parks.
Yeah, I hate those things.
Maybe it is called a merry-go-round. God. Yeah, but I guess kids just have a resiliency to being dizzy in a way that us adults don't. I don't know
what age. What age is it where I can't even when I go on the swing with my daughter, I get dizzy. Like it's just everything makes me dizzy.
Yeah, that was brutal. I thought there was a second I was going to tip over into my bookshelf and this entire.
It'll feel like I'm going to. 77.5.
All right, JJ. Final prompt here today on the Randomizer show. You've been crushing it. I mean, it is unfortunate that the Blake Bell one came up first, because I do think you could have built probably a pretty monster team if you swap Blake Bell for Jonathan or for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, it's all right. We're still gonna get that win.
We are still. And we broke a little bit of a sweat here. I'm looking at some of the remaining prompts. Let's see what we have in store for you. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Next week, we're going to have Amanda, a.k.a. Cooter Doodle, from Fantasy Life, from Petite Pod. You guys know her on Twitter. She was an awesome guest last year. We're running it back, so can mark your calendars for that. Next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Cooter Doodle rejoins the randomizer. But before then, JJ, you must name the 3 rivers that run through Pittsburgh. Otherwise, we have to draft a Brown. Is this too
Kidding
easy?
me? Yeah, I mean, look, guys, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I went to Pitt. If I get this wrong,
You know what? I'm overruling. I do agree. I'm overruling. I don't know why I put this in. Jordan, let's respin. I don't want to go out on that note.
By the way,
JJ.
the Allegheny Monongahela in Ohio. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's probably like some sing-along in grade school that you guys had.
In Pittsburgh, like the Yinzer kids like learned this very special song about the town.
Okay, wow. So JJ, this one, Battle of the Value Hounds, if JJ can't howl better than Peter, Draft Foles, Babytron, or J-Rob, 2 of those guys are gone, so it would just be Foles. So this is a reference to my Monday morning best ball stream. Someone called me a value hound because I was only picking players past ADP, and I started howling. So I'm going to give you my value hound howl, and you can kind of see if you can do better, and we'll let the chat decide. So I'm not that good at this, but we'll try. Oh!
I think I either lost you or I think it might have been too loud.
Okay, let me do it. Let me do a more quieter.
Yeah, we can do just do like a gentle.
I'll step back. Oh!
I think it's happened again.
It did. It happened again. Oh.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
There you go. All right, let's hear yours. And maybe you might run into the same problem. So a quiet.
I'll do a gentle howl. A gentle howl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ow.
Yours was better than me. It actually sounded like a small baby wolf. I think.
See, I'm trying to get the vibe of like this wolf is like really far in the distance.
You guys don't have howling mics. It's not a feature, unfortunately.
All right. You know what? It didn't even matter because we just got auto drafted Marlon Mack.
That could be worse, honestly.
Well,
what is that? Is that 9 running backs on this squad?
All right, I'm going to recap the squad here, or I'll read it, and then I want to get your analysis. So we have a classic 3-8-5-2 build. 3 quarterbacks: Dak Prescott, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. I do agree with Joe Flacco. It's probably needed to be a 3 quarterback build. 8 running backs. We took Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Tony Pollard, Tyler Algier, Ramondre Stevenson, Isaiah Spiller, James Robinson, Marlon Mack. Very weak. Love your running backs. Pretty concerned about your wide receivers: Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Traylon Burks, Michael Gallup, David Bell. Tight end.
Especially because one of the wide receivers isn't going to play until December.
I didn't realize how much you hated that Michael Gallup pick. All right, JJ, what's your thoughts on this team?
We're going to get 11th. Someone's going to be worse.
I like that take. I like that. Probably TD, who drafted Nathan Peterman willingly.
Probably, yeah.
JJ, you crushed it. My only regret was not giving you more time to assemble a smoothie. Maybe we can get a rain check on that.
Yeah, look, I would love to make smoothies for everyone. I would love to do a live stream making a smoothie so people can see, what goes into this thing every morning. But yeah, if you gave me more time, I would have loved to do it.
Well, guys, check out JJ at lateround.com. If you guys have not played on Underdog, they will match your deposit up to $100. We've been drafting there all summer long. And as I mentioned earlier, we are ripping over at the Fantasy Life newsletter. Subscribe today. It's free in your inbox. I write a good piece of that every week. Been having a blast with it. JJ, really appreciate you coming on. It had been way too long for you to be in these randomizer streets.
Yeah, we get to do it again. And I really got to fix the AC in this room, man. It's getting pretty hot.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a shower and have a cold beverage. Thank you to the chat for hanging out. Thank you to our producer, Jordan, on the one